Joining me today is Michael Moffett, who is a Marine veteran and an author. And Mike, talk to me a little bit more about the book, Fahim Speaks. And the main character, I mean, Rock the Casbah is probably pretty popular right now. People are going to see it. What was he like as a person? I mean, he said he was very charismatic.
He's an actor, extroverted, speaks 7 languages, wonderful guy. I love how he was successful in Hollywood. Of course, it's always unless you're Tom Hanks, it's a scramble in Hollywood to make a living. And speaking of Tom Hanks, Fahim worked with Tom Hanks on Charlie Wilson's War, the movie, and Tom Hanks actually did a blurb, which is in the cover of our book, talking about Fahim, which is pretty cool. Which I love having Tom Hanks's verbiage on our cover. Yeah,
well, that can't hurt.
No, I mean, who's bigger than Tom Hanks? So
you and Fahim, perhaps? We're working there.
I love Fahim. We were both born on May 30th, and I was an SID, and I write a column, and I try to push things forward and get noticed for that reason. He's an actor and wants to be noticed. So we get together, found a wonderful publisher in Southern California, Warriors Publishing Group, Dale Dye and Julia Dye. Put the book out. It was nominated for some awards. It won the gold medal for the top biography from the Military Writers Society of America. It's been out a couple of years, and so we're still trying to raise awareness about it. And Fahim having a small role in American Sniper or Argo, which won the Academy Award. He typically has played villainous terrorists, honestly. In Rock the Casbah, which just came out, he plays a sympathetic character. Generally, he's the father of this singer who becomes a star. So anyway, it's wonderful fun for me to be on the edge of Hollywood, and Fahim has come to New Hampshire twice and loves coming here, kayaking in the Merrimack River. There's no kayaking in Hollywood or Afghanistan. So great guy, my partner, and I'm proud of him.
What did you learn the most that you really didn't expect you would have when you went through the process of this book?
Well, I love to write. It took a year. I had a couple of editors who were pretty tough, East Coast and West Coast. But the marketing of it, actually, nowadays there are so many books out. I'm sure you probably have a book out or two. It's such a crowded marketplace. So nowadays to raise awareness and to separate your product or your book from all the other competing books nowadays, that is the challenge, really, is the marketing, selling part of it.
When you were in Afghanistan touring with him, what was his role? Selling America in some way? He
was an interpreter, so he was like a bridge between cultures, between the Marines and the Americans and the Afghans, and he could speak Dari and Pashto. And again, he was an actor, loved people, made people laugh. And used laughter as a weapon. He didn't carry a weapon, he was in uniform, but he ingratiated himself to the Afghans. He was of that tribe, and he made them laugh and like Americans. And the Taliban, pretty humorless group of people, they hated that. They would see him making people laugh and love Americans, and that's why they wanted him dead.
How did he respond to that, the pressure?
I think he embraced it. I think he's an actor and doesn't mind attention. I don't think he liked having a price on his head, but that showed that he was doing his job. The fact that the Taliban wanted especially to kill him. And when he came back, he got some nice kudos and plaudits and awards, and I think that made him proud to be an American, because he came here with just the shirt on his back, studied English, became a citizen the right way, waited in line. And was one of the few, if not one of the only, Hollywood actors to put a uniform on. Now, of course, World War II, everybody from Clark Gable to Jimmy Stewart put a uniform on. Fahim's one of the few Hollywood people to do that post 9/11.
I got about 30 seconds left, and I spend a second on the cultural gap between the average Afghani and sort of the average American.
Yeah, real quick, I think Americans are used to abundance, and Afghans are used to scarcity. And there's also a big education gap. Most Afghans are illiterate. They can read people very well, but the literacy and the abundance are probably the two big differences.
is that really a major barrier in sort of how this whole thing is going to end up?
Who knows?
cultural differences?
We've invested so much in Afghanistan, and I think we've done so much good there. We can't stay there forever. Eventually, they've got to hopefully get to a place where they can have some stability. It's tough. Taliban are trying to do a resurgence. But I think and hope that all of our investment there will get them to a place where they're no longer a haven for Al-Qaeda.
Yep.
Right.
We're out of time, and I want to give you the best of luck with the book, and hopefully this movie helps sell more copies.
Thanks, Sean. Great being here. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for joining us for this edition of Capital Connections, your weekly access to politics and policy along the I-89 and I-91 corridors and how it impacts our region. If you have a comment or an idea for a future show, please email me. And please join us again at the same time next week for another edition of Capital Connections.